Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and it's Halloween season, and I was talking to a good friend of mine, the Myers Fan 25, Myers fanatic. I'm sure you guys know him, and he was like, "You should do a video about the Halloween series." And I'm like, you know what? Tis the season. You know what I mean? So I decided to do it quick. I ain't gonna go too long on, so I did a review for several of them already. But I feel like, I'll just do a brief overview of the entire Halloween franchise. So, let's start it off. Halloween. Favorite horror movie of all time. Boom. I mean, that's all there is to it. Love Halloween. Just watched it a couple nights ago, actually, and it still holds up. Not that I doubted it, because I watch it literally. I probably watch it about twice a year. Sometimes 3 times, just depends. Because it is that good. John Carpenter's directing is top notch. I mean, that's why this one stands out above the rest of them. Like, no one else has quite equaled that, it's scarier. Michael is definitely creepier in this one. And now, see, it's weird because I watched them out of order. Like, when I was a kid, I think the first one I watched was actually, I said kid, like I was a kid. I was probably 6th grade, 6th or 7th. And I watched The Curse of Michael Myers, which is part 6. So I came in late. Like, I watched the Nightmare on Elm Streets and the Friday the 13th way before I watched the Halloweens. Always knew of the Halloweens, didn't really get around to them. Don't know why. And finally got around to watching Halloween 6. Thought it was okay, but then I went back and watched the first one, and it was terrified. Like, I was like, holy shit. I was in the 5th grade, so yeah, we'll say 5th grade. No, I don't fucking matter. Anyways, but I was like, holy shit. Like, just remember, like, just literally being generally scared watching the movie. Now, I was like, it's awesome, Years later, I remember, I have she don't really do it anymore, but Misery Black, used to be my sidekick there for a while. I remember the first time I got her to watch it, she watched the Rob Zombie one. And she's like, that's Halloween. I'm like, that ain't Halloween. Let me tell you about Halloween. And so I watched it with her. And it was weird watching it with a kid because the Corn Children, although they all kind of front and act like, they're not scared. They're all pussies. Like, every one of them's a pussy. They don't like watching horror films. They claim they do. They don't really like watching horror. And anyway, but Misery does. Like, she is, but we're watching Halloween, and I just didn't quite realize how scary it actually is. But I'm kind of watching her as she's watching it, and as she's, like, when scary shit's about to happen, she'd want to talk to you. Or she would get her drink, like, I'll use this pencil thing. She would start, like, drinking to where her view was clearly obstructed during this. And you're just like, really? Like, are you really doing this right now? Or she would want to go up and get the popcorn or something, or refill something, But watching her jump throughout the whole time, I'm like, holy shit. Because I watched the Rob Zombie version with her. And maybe a couple times she jolted, but, literally, it wasn't scary. There was no suspense, and I think that's when I saw it with her, I realized exactly why it works. It's because Carpenter's directing, just flat out. It's a very basic story, simple story, not much of a body count, and yet the best slasher of all time. So boom. So moving on. I mean, I can sit here and blow Halloween all night long. I've done it before, but we're doing a quick overview. Halloween 1, fucking knocked it out of the goddamn park. Donald Pleasence is great. All the actresses did great. I mean, it's a great movie. Halloween 2, solid follow-up. In fact, it's weird, and I don't know why, but whenever I had them all on VHS, Halloween 2 is my least favorite at one point. Like, I just didn't watch it that much, just didn't care about it. I don't know, skipped over it all the time. We literally just watched part 1 and part 4. Don't know why. And it wasn't until I started collecting DVDs that I picked the DVD up and rewatched it. I was like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is better than I remember. And I think a part of it is, when I was a kid, I was just watching because, like most kids, you just kind of watch. Kids like anything almost. You'll just be like, oh, this is great. Shit's moving around. And then as I got older and started appreciating it as a film, watching the technical aspects of things and just kind of soaking it in as art. And I don't care how pretentious that sounds. That's how I, view movies. Really appreciate it too a lot more. I mean, it had some shoes to fill. When you're going to be the first sequel to, like, the greatest slasher of all time, man, that's a tough order to fill, and I think it did really well. Did really well, in fact. My complaint is this, though. I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little ranty right here. I'll save it for a second. I'll save it because the rant's going to tie in with part 3, and I'll get to that in a second, I guess. But no, I think the story goes really well together with it. I mean, it's a great follow-up. I don't care who you are. If you are a true horror fan, there is no way you have ever walked through a hospital at night and not thought of Halloween 2. It's impossible. It really is. It's creepy. You don't realize how creepy hospitals are. And of course, they're not as darkly, in Halloween 2, it's completely dark and shit. Dude, like, hospitals, they're brightly lit and still creepy as fuck. I'm just like, dude, Myers up there around the corner. Fuck that. I ain't walking up there. I'm staying back here. Just awesome. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. And I know the biggest cop-out answer is like, it's a good movie, just not a good Halloween movie. And the one thing that really tears me up, don't get me wrong, I like Halloween 3. I never watch them in order. Like, if I do, I never watch 3, because I'm sorry, it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie to me at all. It's a separate entity. It is. I don't care if that 3's behind it. And everybody's like, well, Phantom, here's the thing, okay? The initial intent, the initial vision of John Carpenter and Deborah Hill was to have it be a different story each time. Fuck you. Fuck you up your stupid ass. Because if that was your original intent, then why do Halloween 2? That makes no sense. Why do Halloween 2? Why? I don't get it. I just don't get it. If you were initially going to do a different story each time, then Halloween 2 should have been something totally... It should have been Halloween 2 Season of the Witch. Just saying. Just fucking saying. So to pull that fucking line like, well, Phantom is... Nah, fuck off. Suck a dick. I'm sorry. That is no excuse. They fucked up. And they knew they fucked up. Because guess what we have after that? The return of Michael Myers. Just saying. Just saying. And don't get me wrong, I like 3. And I don't think it deserves the hate it gets. But I'm like, you know what? You can definitely hate the producers and the people working behind the scenes for making one of the stupidest fucking mistakes in horror franchise history. At least Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, is still tied in with the original fucking storyline. Yes, there was a different killer than Jason, but guess what? Boom. It's still tied in. At least fucking New Nightmare, yes, it did break away from the series. It kind of built its own little world or whatever. Broke the fourth wall, came out. I get it. Still tied in with the original. You still had to, it was still there, in a sense. The only connection is you get a little cameo of the movie on the bar TV. That's it. That's fucking it. Other than that, though, it is good. I mean, I love the music. John Carpenter's, music. I can't remember if he actually did it or if it was just the style. Either way, you had that awesome synth score all the way through it. It is a creepy story. Like, I just love the feel of the movie. The people, they're... It was just great. It was just a fucking great movie. You had, like, these... They just remind me of, like, the Men in Black. Like, not the bad... Like, Will Smith. This is the Men in Black. Man. No, not that Men in Black. But, like, like the actual legend, I guess, of the Men in Black. These straight, blank stare, guys in suits. I love that. Like, it just has this creepy feel to it. And it has an apocalyptic feel to it. Like, I just love, the annoying jingle. How it's annoying, but then toward the end, it's a harbinger of doom. And you hear that song, you get the kids with the mask on. Oh, it's fucking game time, baby. I love it. But no, it's a good movie. But I'm gonna say the same answer everybody else gives it. It's not a good Halloween movie. Sorry, it's just not. Moving on. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. For a long time, if you would have asked a young Phantom, what's your favorite Halloween movie? I would have said Part 4. And I think for the most part, especially when I was a kid, I liked movies, horror movies that revolved around children. Like when the kids, and I'm not saying like children horror, like I have nothing against, kid horror, but an R-rated fucking slasher with a child at the center, to me, I got someone to identify with. Like, what would I do in that situation? And so I think that's what initially drew me to that. But then as I got older, once again, I started, appreciating film and technical aspects of things, and I was like, well, Halloween 1's completely, superior and just brilliant. But 4 is a close. It's number 2 in my book. I love the story, and it took its time. It didn't just crank it out like Part 5. Like, they actually took their time with this movie and delivered a damn good story with damn good atmosphere, good suspense. Danielle Harris did great in it. I'm blanking on the blonde girl's name. Rachel. I just got on watching House of the Dead not long ago either. She's in that. It don't matter. Anyways, she did goes great. Of course, Donald Pleasance is fucking awesome. Just knocks it out of the park yet again. So yeah, no, it's a damn good movie. And to me, it's easily number 2. Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is the other, like, as 2 was like the one that I didn't care for early on, and it kept climbing up the list. 5 has done the opposite. Like, I love 5. Like, 5 was my number 2 back in the day, and then it just kind of drops each time I watch it. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not Resurrection, for Christ's sake. So I enjoy it. I think it's a good movie. However, not nearly as good as the 4th one. The atmosphere isn't quite there. And I mean, it clearly has to do with the director. I mean, I don't even know who the director of 4 or 5 is. No, Dwight Little was 4. I don't know who did 5. Some French dude, I think, or I don't know. Anyway, it don't matter. But anyway, it was just... I mean, even though it's part of that Jamie Lloyd trilogy, there's still a difference. So you can definitely tell a difference between the two. I mean, they have different feels. I hate the fact that he killed Rachel off early on. Like, I don't know. It was just shit like that kind of bugged me about it. And the fact that they kind of teased, like, at the end of part 4, that, like, Jamie Lloyd was going to be the next killer. Now, I know producers were thinking, like, we ain't going to fucking do that again. Like, we ain't going to change it up that drastically because of what happened with part 3. But yeah, I would have loved the scene where that would have went. Like, you could have actually followed that. Instead, we just kind of get Jamie Lloyd doing a mute thing for a whole movie until the end, and it just kind of bugged me. And then, of course, we introduced the Man in Black at the end of this movie, and which I think it's funny. Like, I saw like one of the special features on 5 where he's doing an interview, and he's like, I'm just going to add it in, and he had like no reason to add it. He's like, I'm just going to add a different component to it, and then let the next guy figure it out. I'm like, what the fuck kind of filmmaking is that? Like, I want to make the new Halloween, and like midway through, almost have like this clown show up, a clown with a dark past. He's just going to be like, hey, and he's gonna run away. I'm like, I'll let the next guy figure it out. Fuck him. That's the equivalent of what he did right there. I don't know. But no, 5, it's still good. A lot of good kills. I didn't even... Let me rewind for a second. Part 4 had my favorite kill of all time in a Halloween franchise. The girl getting impaled with a shotgun against the wall. How fucking awesome is that? Love it. Like, it's great. You're like, Mike Myers kills with a gun. That's not right. Oh, wait, he uses it as a spear? No, that's even better. So, yeah, that's that right there. Part 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I even have the tattoo. And it's pretty low. The movie itself is actually ranked pretty low for me. The more I've watched it over the years, I've liked it more and more. But here I just feel like, I don't know... The body count isn't that great until you get to the end when he starts like wiping out the doctors and shit. But it just seems like early on, not much going on. And I'm sorry, with a sequel, I want body count. Like, I just want it to go insane throughout. Increase that shit. I do love the story though, and I love the Legend of the Thorn. I love that whole fucking sequence. I hate the fact they killed Jamie Lloyd early on. Regardless if it was going to be Danielle Harris or not, he still kept the character going. But I love the fact that they bring back, Tommy Doyle. That was, a really cool twist to it. And, but the thing is, I mean, clearly because there's 2 versions of this movie, there's a, theatrical cut and a producer's cut, it's just kind of a mess of a film. And I don't care. I know this movie has its fans. My boy Simon, huge fan of, I think 6 is probably his favorite, actually. And not just him. I mean, it's one of it's a favorite. It's a fan favorite. But for me, it's just, you can just tell it's a mess. And I think but a mess nonetheless is still good. In the ending, I mean, let's get to the finale where they're getting chased. Like, to me, that was one of the scariest sequences in the entire movie, was when they're running down this hallway, like this tunnel hallway, and you got like another doctor who's barely... And I felt sorry for that fucking dog, even though that motherfucker is dirty and was a part of a group that screwed the kids over or whatever. I felt bad for him because he had like a late start running away. Myers is literally like 5 feet behind him, just walking. And this guy's already been fucked up because he's already been like thrown around the operating room or whatever. And he's just trying to get away from Myers. And it's got to be the most scariest experience. It only comes second to maybe like a shark attack. That's how scary it is. And dude, they get to the end. There's a little cage thing, like a little jail gate. And they fucking lock him in. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh, and he pays for it. And dude, to me, I just remember that was one of the scariest things I've ever seen at that time. I was like, oh my god. And even now, I watch it, I'm like, dude, I'd be fucked. Because, A, I'm fat. So I can't run fast anyways. And I think I would have much rather got hit early on, because I think he would have probably just thrown you to the side. he'd probably still kill you. Your face would go into the wall or something like that, and you die. But still, yeah, I feel like you have a better chance if you would just try to take it early than to actually, get trapped at the end and then he has to use you to open the door up. Another random kill is when he kills the nurse in the very beginning. A random spike on the wall. It's like, really? That's convenient. But yeah, no. So but overall, it's kind of a mess. And I do have both versions. I've seen both versions. And I always say that I liked elements from both. I think there are certain scenes in the producer's cut that are pretty good, that are better than the theatrical cut. And I think there's certain scenes in the theatrical cut that are better than the the producers. And so I would love to do like a phantom cut where I just kind of go through and make my own, who knows? Maybe they'll let me do it. So yeah, 6. Halloween H2O, number 7. And I'm a big fan of this. I know it's actually what kind of brought it up because he was talking about the Myers fanatic. He was talking about, what character should he play, and I was like, he should be LL Cool J because he fucking hates H2O. Like, he did a crazy rant on it. You guys should check it out. But he hates H2O. I liked it. Yes, it does have that Scream feel. Scream was, big that year or the year before or whatever. And all the movies that were coming out, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, they all had that Scream meets the WB kind of fucking vibe to it. And H2O is no different. However, damn good story. I hate the fact that they just kind of erased 4, 5, and 6. So at that point, it kind of is, it was also, with the exception of 3, the storyline still flowed smoothly. And this is something that they had over Friday the 13th, which story has never been coherent. Fucking broken and jagged throughout. But here, boom, it was perfect, and then H2O came in right now. Now, these didn't happen. Boom. And they're doing what they're doing with right now. Like, literally, some people are bitching about, the new Halloween Returns. And they're like, I can't believe they're just going to erase. I'm like, dude, but it's been erased already. Like, they're literally just pulling an H2O. They are literally just pulling an H2O. That's all they're doing. They're just like, oh, H2O just erased all of them. Well, we're going to erase that one too. So, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I thought Josh Hartnett, which at the time I hated Josh Hartnett. Just because I was a fat, ugly kid. And he was like this pretty boy that all the girls liked. I was like, well, fuck him. Fuck that pretty boy. Grew up actually liking him. I think he's a really good actor. He's very underrated. But, whatever. And by watching him now, I'm like, he did pretty good. My big complaint here was body count. I'm sorry. Like, early on, you can get away with a small body count. But as the series progresses, crank that shit up. Crank it up to 100. I don't care if it's just ridiculous. It's got to have a body count. And this one, it does have a great story, but there's no body count. And you're just like, we get an awesome ending that... As I'm watching it, I watched this in theaters, and I was just like, chop the head off. That's got to be pretty decisive. Like, how are they ever going to write, because, any person who watches horror movies know, just because it says it's the end, doesn't mean it's the end. You can chop Myers' head off. Guess what? We're going to find a way to come back. And they do. With Halloween Resurrection. The most shit on. Like, you think 3 gets its shit. Nah, Resurrection gets shit on. I think Resurrection is okay. Once again, I'm a Halloween fan. Seriously. I don't make a joke like you can have, Michael Myers fighting Busta Rhymes Kung Fu style, and I'll still like it. But that actually happened in Resurrection. God damn. You can just put Tyra Banks in there. That's it. That's the punchline. Just have Tyra Banks in your movie. Oh shit, they did that with with Resurrection. Resurrection, when it came out, that was when, because I know reality TV's been out for a while, but that was when the boom happened. Like when it first kind of happened, and no one was sick of it just yet. I was starting to, but not quite. So that was an added piece of freshness to it. And I like that. I like the opening. People complain like, why didn't Myers kill that one fat retarded guy? I'm like, he played it smart. By handing him the knife, you literally just framed him. You pinned the entire fucking Psycho Ward, Laurie Strode being killed finally on this fat guy. That's intelligence is what that is. And that shows, that's an evolution of character right there. But I was like, why didn't he just go, because you can't say this wasn't a direct sequel to H2O. Like, this is literally, clearly, a direct sequel. Why did he not go after Josh Hartnett? Seriously. Isn't that his bag? Like, I'm gonna kill my family? Like, that's his whole driving point. Even, like, if he included 4, 5, and 6, even though the storyline's a little weird, that's his whole thing. Like, he comes back from a mental hospital to kill his sister. She dies in a car wreck. She has a daughter, though. He goes after her. She has a kid. He kills the kid. Now, granted, you're thinking he should go after the baby, and I agree, but then we H2O it, and we go, no, it never happened. But Lori's still alive, and she has a son. So he gets in the car, truck, or van, whatever, and drives across country, road trip. That's what I want to see. I want to see Halloween: The Lost Years, and it's just like the road trip he takes. That to me is interesting. I want to see him like literally just at a stoplight with his mask on, just waiting, listening to like, I don't know, "Life is a Highway" on the radio, and he's not jamming to it though, because Myers is fucking serious. So he's just sitting there, but you get that music playing, and I don't know. I just thought that'd be a good movie. It would have been better than Resurrection. Anyway, so he travels across country. Finally, after he gets his head chopped off, which I ain't gonna lie, that was a pretty good, like, sure, it's like a 1930s serial. You clearly see the cowboy fall off the cliff or whatever. No way he could have survived it, but then the next week on the serial, they're like, no, he grabbed that root before he fell. You saw, he grabbed the root. He's okay. He pulled himself back up. Same thing. He's just like, I just swap bodies. That's what I do. I'm Myers. I swap bodies. Just that simple. But he kills her. I'm like, all right, going for Josh, right? No. He lets him get away for no reason. He lets him go back home. And don't get me wrong. I mean, maybe that was the whole thing. He goes back home to prepare to find Josh Hartnett, but instead, you got all these fucking kids filming a reality show in your house. Yeah. So I don't know. It is hard for me to argue why they made a remake afterwards. Like, I can kind of see that. They're like, well, fuck, where the fuck do we go from here? Now, you would think there'd be some more creative people in Hollywood to be like, no, here's what we fucked up with Resurrection, but we can work past that. No, they didn't. They're just like, fuck it, let's remake it. What can we do now? We had a guy from American Pie in this movie. That's it. That's all we got. So yeah, Resurrection, not huge on it. Not the worst movie. I mean, it gets a ridiculous amount of shit, but I think it's all right. We move on to Rob Zombie's Halloween, because now we're just going to remake it. I enjoyed Rob Zombie's Halloween. I think it's a good movie. That's it. I don't care what anybody else says. It gets tons of hate. I like the grainy look. He has got that 1970s aesthetic to his films. I like that grainy, dirty look. I like the backstory. I mean, everybody's bitching about him. I'm like, what do you want? Him to just bust, what's his name, Gus Van Sant? The guy who did Psycho. You want to do that? Just remake it shot for shot? Fuck off. Just saying. I think, I love the cast. He brings his boys back, I didn't care for director's cut. I prefer the theatrical cut. I think the director's cut was just ridiculous. Just add an extra rape scene that was unnecessary. Come on, that's ridiculous. That's how he breaks out. He kind of raped himself out of there. Well, he didn't, I guess, but still yet. Rape was involved with his escape. That was just retarded to me. However, the movie itself was good. The only thing I didn't care for is I honestly thought it was like the 70s. And then, like, someone pulls a cell phone out at the end. I'm like, what? Or toward the end of the movie, I'm like, what the fuck? What decade is this made in? There are minor things that you can bitch about, but overall, I thought it was really good. I like the kid that played Michael. I thought Malcolm McDowell did really good. That's a tough role. That was the one thing. I was like, fuck what Myers' mask looked like, or the fact that, whatever, we got emo Michael when he's a kid. I don't care about that. I was like, how are they going to do Donald Pleasant's character? How is Dr. Loomis going to be, in this movie? And I thought they did great with it. I really did. I mean, for what they could do. Now, I will never say, ever, that Malcolm McDowell was better than Donald Pleasance in that role. It just ain't going to happen. But, for what it was, not bad. I liked Myers' obsession with masks. I thought that was a good concept. When you go into his jail cell, you got this whole wall of masks. I love the different masks he was wearing. I thought that was great. Danny Trejo. That's all I got to say about that. Love Danny Trejo. Loved him in that movie. Thought it was really good. So overall, the Rob Zombie remake was, and don't get me wrong, I was pissed that we did not get Halloween 9. I really was. I wanted to see Halloween 9 before a remake, but it was already over. It was done with. They created it. There it is. So I was like, well, fuck it. If it's already there, we already got the remake. Let's be happy with it. Let's move on with it. And then we get Halloween 2. Halloween 2 was not a bad movie, but god damn. I have always said this, I will give Rob Zombie credit. He did his movie. He did his own thing. It wasn't a great thing, but he did his thing. He gave a little nod and wink to the original two in the very beginning. But then he's like, now we're going to go on my territory. I did not mind homeless Michael Myers. I thought that was a good look. It's realistic. What the fuck's Mike going to do for like that year away? I guess they never really explained to you in any other slasher movie is what the killer does while the next year comes around. He's in the woods. He can't just go to a Holiday Inn. Like, I'm going to check in for a little bit. My name's Mike. Don't worry about this. Yeah. Here. No room service. Just leave me the fuck alone. Give me one of those do not disturb things. No, that's retarded. He's hanging out in the woods. Survival skills and shit. Eating, dogs and rats or whatever the fuck he's doing. My biggest problem with the movie was, I just thought the dialogue was retarded half the time. There's 2 different scenes where all the conversation is fuck. Just over and over. Really? I just remember the first time I watched it, the ambulance flips over, the guy is just like, fuck. I'm like, yeah, that's what I would say. I'm hurt. Fuck. Absolutely. But he says it like 13 times in a row. What? And I was like, whatever, Rob. And I've always said this too. I love Rob's stories. He has great stories. Never big on his dialogue. Like, he has some gems. Don't get me wrong. Devil's Rejects is very quotable. But he has those moments too where you're just like, ugh, Rob, come on, buddy. And this was that movie where I'm just like, ugh. When Laurie finds out that Michael Myers is her brother, she just yells fuck like 30 times too. Like the same exact scene. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, it's shock. I get it. You're like, you read the envelope, the DNA test comes back, you're like, oh shit, fuck. That fucking sucks some dick. I'm gonna probably throw a lot of fucks in there. I'm gonna throw other words in there as well. I have a vocabulary, I can use it. Nah, she uses the same word over and over like the motherfucker redneck in the ambulance did. However, dialogue aside, the one thing that Rob Zombie has always had going for him, even now, Lord of Salem, is his directing. He has some of the best, and it's improved. Like, as the movies have gotten, whatever in quality, the directing has always gotten better. And one of my favorite shots, and not just in Halloween history, I'm talking about just of all time, was the final shot of Halloween 2. This long, crazy-ass, Kubrick-esque shot of Laurie in the, rubber room, pad room, whatever. She's at the insane asylum, and she looks up, and of course you see, the mom, young Michael Myers, and a white horse, and we push in on her, and it's this creepy smile. And dude, the way it was shot was beautiful. Fucking awesome. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie could not make up for that. It's a toss-up a lot of times between Part 2, the remake, and Halloween Resurrection as to which is the bottom of the list. It really is. You catch me in the right mood, I could like one or the other, but overall, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, whenever they we're gonna make Part 3, but Rob Zombie's not gonna be a part of it, part of me was like, okay, he shouldn't completely be punished. I mean, he did try something new. I would like to see him finish his trilogy, but then our part of me was just like, well, he did kind of fuck that up a little bit. Maybe I don't want to see what Part 3 holds. However, as we all know now, there will be no Part 3. We are not a Part 3 to Rob Zombie. They're going to be Part 3 to the original. It's going to take place after Part 2. So I guess we are getting Part 3. Halloween Returns, which I am super excited for. Now, I've said this a million times, and I'm not joking. I am not. This is not a bit I'm working on. Excuse me. You can take Myers to space. Take him to the hood. Hell, send the motherfucker underwater to a research facility underwater. I don't give a fuck. I'm a Halloween fan. Like, I'll be there. I'll be there opening night with my popcorn, candy I snuck in, my soda I snuck in, and I will be watching, and I don't care. And I may not like it. I may be like, wow, that was shit. Guess what? They're getting my $7.50 or $9.50 or whatever the fuck tickets are now. They're getting it. They made bank off me. And you know what? No matter how bad that movie gets, I'll be back for the next one. And the next one. And the next one. I'll keep going back. I'll keep fucking going back because I'm a fan. And you know what? I'm okay with that. What is wrong with making sequels? For the entire, in the 80s, that's all it was. It's just like cranking out sequels. And I was okay with that. I wasn't really old enough to appreciate it then. But it's like, we don't have that mentality anymore. Like now we're just like, we'll make a couple more movies. Ah, fuck it, reboot it. Nah, I don't give a shit, just reboot it. Couple more movies. Ah, fuck, reboot it again. Just fucking give me a movie. God damn it, that's all I want. I don't know. I think the storyline seems kind of cool for this next one. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I do like, it's Marcus Dunstan. I think I'm pronouncing that name right. He did The Collector. Collector was fucking awesome. Loved it. Loved The Collection. Loved both of them. Both great movies. And so, you know what? That alone is enough to get me pumped for this movie. I kind of, you don't get me wrong, initially it was a kind of dual thing. I was like, well, I don't want him to do Halloween because I want another Collector movie. But, it is another Halloween movie, so you know what? We'll do Collector, or Collected, or whatever the fuck I don't call it. Put it on the back burner. But after you do Halloween, go back, do The Collected, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Do another Collector movie. God damn it. But yeah, new Halloween, I'm down for it. So yeah, there you go. In fact, if you guys check out my videos, I had a video way back. So you're going to scroll back for a while. But I did a video like my first year when I started doing videos where I actually ranked all 9 movies. And I had a good friend of mine, the Whore Hag, at the time. She was hanging out, and we both ranked them together. So, boom, there's that right there. Ever get a chance to check that out? So, thank you, Myers Fanatic. I appreciate, we've kind of saying you're like, do a video, and I'm glad you told me to do it, because I'm not going to lie, I love running my mouth about movies anyways. I just need some direction sometimes, so thank you for that. Guys, check out his channel. He's got a couple now, because he's got I think he has one where he uses his name, Darnell Weeks. I'm not sure if he's done with the Myers Fanatic page or channel. Either way, check out both channels just to make sure. But yeah, dude loves movies. Definitely has a little more passion. Like I get into it, but this guy really fucking goes for it. Especially, I love watching the reviews of the movies he hates. They're the best. Rants. I love the rants. I like the rants better than the reviews myself, personally, because I just think like it's just funnier to see him just fucking, yeah, it's great. Watch his H2O rant. It's classic. All right. Catch you later, bro. And, hey, everybody else, later.